Hey guys, today we're making up some fresh salsa. Yes, salsa made right from scratch with fresh tomatoes, jalapenos, onions, cilantro, and much more. This is absolutely great for game night, parties, snacks, or whatever you're doing, so let me show you how to make this. So the first thing you want to do is grab up about 4 tomatoes, and I'm using Roma here, but it's entirely up to you as long as they are fresh and ripe. And you really have to just give them a rough cut because they are going into the food processor. Speaking of food processors, I'm using the food processor the Magiccos sent me, and it has a beautiful 14-cup bowl, and you are going to need every bit of room for this wonderful salsa. And of course, I'm going to use the chopping blade for this. So we'll just go ahead and throw those tomatoes into the bowl. Next up, we're going to slice up an onion, and I'm using a red here because I just like that little extra bit of sweetness, but you can use yellow or white. Once again, go ahead and dump that in. A roughly cut green onion, just snip those ends off. A whole jalapeno pepper for that heat. And what I usually do is grab up a spoon and scrape those seeds out. You don't really want those. 3 cloves of fresh garlic, you just have to have garlic. And one of my secrets is adding about half a teaspoon of cumin. Totally optional, but it does make a difference. About a teaspoon of chili powder. Speaking of chili, it's minus 30 here today. A 14-ounce can of petite diced tomatoes, and you can use the Italian flavor to get that extra little bit of zest. A hit of salt, about a teaspoon. About the same amount of ground black pepper, and come on, you gotta have pepper. A teaspoon of white granulated sugar, totally optional, but it gives it that sweetness. Then I'm going to grab up a lime and give it a roll just to get it all loosey-goosey. Chop it up, and go ahead and squeeze it in. Lastly, we're going to grab up a handful of fresh cilantro and throw that into the mix as well. Throw our bowl onto the top of our wonderful Magiccos food processor. Lock it down. Lock 'em. That line came from a movie. Throw our lid on and lock one more time. Now, I've already done a review of this food processor, and the settings are so simple. You can set it to 1, 2, or pulse. And in this case, we're going to use the pulse setting, and we're only going to let this pulse for about 10 or 15 seconds. And honestly, guys, I think this salsa would have been really hard to make without a food processor. They're a great kitchen tool. If you're so inclined to get one, I'll leave a link in the description below. There is a perk to getting this model, so please read the description carefully. Okay, let's unlock this puppy and see what we have here. Alrighty guys, what do you think? To me, it looks like salsa, and it looks and smells, from this end anyway, absolutely delicious. Just check this out. Wow. I mean, it's chunky, fresh, popping with flavor. What more can you ask for? So we are just going to go ahead and add this to our dipping bowl. Oh, I just love it. Add a bit more of that fresh cilantro over the top with some lemon wedges. Oh, wow. Just to make it look pretty. Doesn't that look ever so tasty, my friends? You know, I'm just kind of wondering who's going to win the Super Bowl this year. And as I'm wondering and placing my bets, I'm going to dip a nacho in, and I am going to give this a try. And you know, it is everything I thought. It is fresh, popping with flavor. It's got that heat. So good. I mean, you just can't go out to the store and buy salsa like this. You can't. This is quick and easy and really a must make. And as I always say, if you're hungry for more, subscribe.